Hello and welcome back to the best part of your week. Welcome back to another episode of Love, Death, Movies podcast, Internet's number one film breakdown and review show. The show that crushes watch lists week after week. Every couple of months is a different genre. Every week in those couple of months is a different film in that genre. So follow us in everything. Join us, the writers, watch the movies. Not bad. With me each and every week is the bed-bound Ash vs. Movies. Ash, how are you?
I like that. That's funny. Oh, I'm doing pretty good. New scenery. This nice blue wall behind me.
Yeah, we loaded in, and I immediately thought you looked like Paul Sheldon out of Misery. And I was like,
I'm being held hostage here. No.
your husband's Annie Wilkes. That's hilarious.
Yeah. We're doing bed pod for a couple episodes here. We do what we can. I had surgery a couple weeks ago, so the game doesn't stop. Potting doesn't stop.
Can we just appreciate the absolute level of commitment that Ash has got?
Very committed to the game.
There is no way that a surgery is going to stop Ash vs. Movies talking about Autumn Sonata.
Definitely not. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Ash, how are you? How are you going?
I'm going. I'm doing good. Honestly, I feel great. It's really just I have to be careful. Doctor's orders, take it easy, and not do anything strenuous, whatever that means. They don't really specify. Just don't do it. And I have to kind of stay on my sides, like laying. So that's the only really part that's annoying. But I feel great. Otherwise, health-wise, I'm great and no pain or anything. So can't complain. Just a little bored these days, but just trying to enjoy it.
I feel that. Yeah, no. I've been following you on Instagram, of course, and it seems like you're doing a lot better than previous surgery. So that's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
How good's that? You've just been knocking off watch list. You're reading Remain now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm reading Remain. I'm about just over a third of the way through it. I'm kind of reading it slowly.
You met Ren?
Yeah, I've met Ren. I know
That
the details of kind of what she is about, but I'm just getting into just getting into them sort of interacting more. They just had their day of I don't want to spoil it for people.
But I know what you mean. I already know
their
exactly.
game day, I'll say that.
Yes.
So anyways, I'm reading that. I have some other books to read. I'm going to read Project Hail Mary next. And then
don't watch any trailers. Just watch.
I'm not going to look into anything about the movie, but I want to read it before the movie comes out.
Definitely.
But I've been watching Twin Peaks. I ran through season 1. You should definitely watch it. It's very charming. It's got that classic 90s soap opera kind of feel. There's a lot of characters. There's a lot of stuff going on, but it's really charming, and it's David Lynch, so it's got his quirky sort of weird style, but there's a lot of weird stuff going on in the town, a lot of underground stuff going on, which kind of mimics a lot of his movies as well. So
do like that.
Yeah, I really am enjoying that. And then I've been watching The Pit, Fallout.
I need to watch The Pit. Apparently The Pit's great.
It's so good, Harry. It's so good. I binge watched season 1 when it because I was late to the game, so it's kind of weird now watching only one episode a week. But yeah, I've been watching TV and then just watching a ton of movies. I've actually checked off quite a bit of new stuff. I finally watched One Battle After Another.
What'd you think?
Loved it. Good. Absolutely loved it. I was locked in the whole time.
That'll probably win Best Picture. That's what's
that'll be awesome. I'm very glad to have finally watched it. And then I finally watched Die My Love, Begonia, The Ugly Stepsister, which I told you to watch. So yeah, lots of 2025 releases that I'm finally checking off, which has been fun. So
hell yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, what about you? How are you?
I'm good. If I look down, it's because I've got the Bills are versing the Broncos right now, and it's OT. So everyone listening to this already knows exactly the results already happened, but it's OT right now. So if I put my hands up, it means Bo Allen is a happy man.
It's hilarious that you're an Australian and you're telling me and everyone else the updates on American football.
Oh yeah, it's playoffs, man. It's unreal. Well done. But I've been good. I've been I've just been grinding. Back to work now, which is good. It's been a good couple of days. I saw a couple of things. I saw Mighty Supreme. I've seen it twice now. Adore it. Movie's great. Movie's so damn good. There's someone else I saw. Let me just quickly go. Oh, I saw Burn Temple. Have you seen 28 Weeks Later?
I still haven't watched the Years Later. I've only seen the OG.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Bone Temple's great. Bone Temple is really, really good.
Seems like everybody's loving it.
Yeah, it's really good. It's the 28 Years Later is very much a really good, really great, I'd even say, zombie movie, whilst this is much more of a really dark and disturbing character study, and it's really cool. Yeah, it's really, really cool. Really dug it. What else have I seen? So did I tell you that did I say that? And you saw the new Anaconda? What was that? We must
No.
saw the new Anaconda. It's exactly what you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Then watched the original masterpiece. It's an absolute masterpiece. I think John Voight in Anaconda is the greatest character in any film ever. That's my hot
He's
take.
disgusting.
Yeah, he's horrendous.
He's disgusting.
You get the pleasure to hear your own bones break. Oh, he's unreal. Saw Hamnet. The movie destroyed me. Great. They'll win Best Actress.
Need to watch that one.
Probably the best performance of the year easily as well. That was kind of it. Yes. Did I talk about Avatar? Did I talk about?
Yeah, you did tell me about Avatar.
Okay, cool.
Last time.
Cool. Well, then we're up to date. Now I've just been reading heaps. So in the span of this month, it's the 18th of January for me right now, and I'm on my 7th book for the year.
Good for you.
But a couple of them are novellas, but still not bad, which is pretty good. So there's an Australian author named Matthew Riley, and he makes action, like espionage books. And
Okay.
he makes this series called Scarecrow, which I watched when I was like a mid-teenager, and I didn't really like appreciate it so much, and I just raced through all of them just then. So I just finished them a couple of days ago. They're great. I read The Running Man. It's fine. But I told you because you read the first 2 books. I'm on the 3rd book now. I've been reading The Housemaids.
Yeah.
They're just so easy. They're just good. They're just fun. They're exactly what they want to be. But yeah, so we should, once you're back up and running, we will be starting a book club. We'll do like
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever be as fast as you at reading
that's
books.
what I'm saying. Like once every 2 months, or once. Like, do you reckon once a month is okay, or once every 2 months?
My goal is to read like basically 2 books a month this year on average. So I want to try to read like close to 25 this year because I only read like I think 5 or 6 the previous year. So I'm trying to do like 25 and then maybe the next year like 50. So I'm like
Nice.
working my way up.
Well,
So I feel like
why don't we do one every 2 months so that it's only a quarter of
yeah.
we decide.
I'm sure I'll still read more than that, but
Yeah,
that'd probably be a
that's
good amount for
that's a good base.
for a book club, especially if there's some longer ones in there. But yeah, definitely that'd be fun.
Well, I've got I've got 3 shelves of around like 35 books that I need to read, and I'm about to buy a Kindle. But I need to prioritize physical.
Yeah.
But talking about prioritizing physical books, we're talking about Autumn Sonata today, Ash. So as we continue on our book of bite-sized bangers. Still 30 all, by the way, in case you're wondering. Still 30 all. I think Bo Allen has the ball. Directed by Ingmar Bergman, a devoted wife is visited by her mother, a successful concert pianist, who had little time for her when she was young. I'd never seen this film. And it was like one of the big holes that were always on my watch list. Was that the same for you?
Yeah.
What did you think of Autumn Sonata?
Yeah, I actually just watched it this morning, or I guess like late morning today, so it's pretty fresh on my mind. I thought it was really beautiful. I mean, this isn't like my go-to type of movie where it's just sort of like characters talking for an hour and a half, like not really like a huge story, but more just like a relationship. You're
It's
following
like
like
a window in
relationship
time
and
sort of film.
window in time. Yeah, it's not like usually what I go for, but I like them because it is just like interesting and can make you feel things. And obviously, like, I'm a daughter, I have a mother, like we've had, our issues in our relationship. So I find it very fascinating to watch them sort of unfold. I like that it starts with kind of being very appreciative for all this lost time, and that spirals into really the truth. And I think it's one of those moments you look at the main character, Eva, and you're like very proud of her by the end for sharing her true feelings, to her
that's
mom,
where the
which
movie
isn't
kind
easy
of
to do.
explodes in the best way possible. That's
Yeah, I thought that the last like 40 minutes were much more interesting than the first 50 minutes, but I think that was to be expected with what the storyline was. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was great. I've only seen Persona. That's the only other Bergman film that I've seen, and it's kind of similar where you're just following like 2 characters for the most part, like in their relationship, but that one's not just like one setting. That one's a little bit different, and it's not obviously a family.
Yeah.
But I definitely can like start to feel like a style that he has, and he seems very good at writing characters that are very like deep. They're not just on the surface. There's a lot to unpack. So I appreciate that, and yeah, I thought it was really great. I didn't like cry or anything, but I had a few moments where it was like definitely like, ooh, that line hit a little bit, especially when she's talking about like mother-daughter relationships. And I think specifically the line when she says, is my grief like your personal, like,
Yeah, I got it.
not enjoyment, but you know what I'm talking about, where she basically is insinuating that like her being in pain is something that her mother kind of enjoys.
Is my grief your secret pleasure?
Secret pleasure. Yeah, I think that whole bit is a really powerful bit of dialogue.
Yeah, wholeheartedly agree. I thought I thought this movie was great. It's just the performances kind of carry it. Like the script's great, don't get me wrong, but the performances really carry this thing. And from that performance, it's Bergman's direction, right, and how he gets the performances out of them. But I thought that was it was just really goddamn good and really powerful. I agree with you. Like the first half, I was like, this is really good, and then the second half, I was like, oh, this is powerful. Like this is, I can't remember what I said on my review. It was like a classic meme, one line thing, intensely brutally beautiful, and I think that's really good. It just like completely takes a step back and just like it's just this woman that's just like at the end of her tether that's trying to create this relationship, but then as she's trying to create it, she just completely breaks to the reasons why it wasn't created, and the relationship wasn't there, and like little things that like really break your heart, where like Charlotte's like talking to the mirror at the beginning, and she's like, I'll only stay here for 4 days, it's alright, I'll make something up, and like leave. You're like, you haven't seen your daughter for 7 years. Either daughter. Well, even when he's he's like, Helena is here, and she's like, you could tell that she wouldn't have come if she knew that her other daughter was here. Like, obviously, like ashamed of that daughter.
Well, yeah, and especially considering we learned that she was there for her lover partner for like however long in the hospital at his side, completely there for him, but she can't even be there for her daughters. You know what I mean? She's definitely strikes me as somebody who is just very selfish. So it's like if a relationship is benefiting her, then she's going to put effort into it. But if it's going to be somebody who's going to challenge her or possibly tell her the truth she doesn't want to hear, like her daughter, then she's not going to prioritize that relationship. So I thought the mother was a very interesting type of character that I feel like a lot of people could probably relate to when it comes to a parent.
No way. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Watching football while talking about Autumn Sonata is wild behavior, Harry.
Yeah, it's insane. Oh, man. Wow. I think they just lost it. It's all good. Agreed. Let's get into it. So the budget was unknown, right? And then box office was around $2 million. I feel like that's kind of...
I mean...
Yeah, it's a Bergman film.
It's a Swedish film, so...
Yeah, exactly. Both this movie and the movie that we're doing next week, spoilers, we're recording 2 in a row, they're very much not too much to write about in terms of going through stories. So these are going to be short episodes. Apologies, but not apologies. The film opens with Charlotte Andergas immersed in her career as a celebrated concert pianist. Presented as an elegant, disciplined, and emotionally guarded, her public success and composure established the contrast between her professional mastery and the private emotional conflict that will unfold during her visit. Eva writes to her mother, inviting her to stay at the rural parsonage, which I had to look this up. I've never heard of the word parsonage. So it's like a house that's given to a clergy. So like if you work for a church, that's where you kind of live.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a house that's provided by the church.
Interesting.
Yeah. She shares with her husband, Victor, a pastor. Victor the Victor. Still grieving the death of their child, Eva reveals in a letter that she's been caring for her disabled sister, Helena, a truth she has long hidden from Charlotte and which quietly sets the emotional trap, which quietly sets the emotional trap of the film. Sick. We caught that. Fuck yeah. Charlotte arrives by car, greeted by Eva with her nervous warmth. This is what, like, I thought Eva was the fucking great in this movie. Their reunion is polite but stiff, with gestures of affection that feels rehearsed rather than natural. Eva's eagerness contrasts with Charlotte's controlled detachment, immediately establishing their unequal emotional dynamic. Eva gives Charlotte a tour of their parsonage, carefully explaining her modest domestic life and choices. Charlotte responds with casual judgments and subtle condensation, unintentionally diminishing Eva's attempt at self-justification. The imbalance between them becomes increasingly clear. Eva brings Charlotte to Helena, who's severely disabled, who whose severe disability visibly unsettles her mother. Helena recognizes Charlotte instantly and reacts with intense emotional need, while Charlotte struggles to contain discomfort and guilt. The encounter disrupts Charlotte's composure and forces her to face a responsibility she has long since avoided. At dinner, Victor openly talks about faith, doubt, and the loss of his and Eva's child. Charlotte responds analytically rather than emotionally, keeping herself at distance. Eva remains mostly silent, absorbing the contrast between Victor's vulnerability and Charlotte's detachment. So that's kind of half the film. So, what do you think about like the like opening dynamic between Charlotte and kind of the rest of the family? Because it really, I think I put the line at the beginning kind of last. It all felt rehearsed. That like she's obviously been like gearing herself up for this, and everything that she's saying is like very much the same. That's how I kind of saw it.
You mean Eva?
Charlotte, when
the mom.
when she arrives, she like everything that she's saying is like it just really felt fake in a way. That like it felt like anything that she'd say about the house, she couldn't give a fuck about.
Yeah, I mean it felt very much believable that they hadn't seen each other in 7 years. I mean, yeah, the mom felt like she was have those conversations she had when she was alone in the room. Like how you were saying, like, oh, I'll just stay for 4 days. Oh, this, like, she was like talking to the picture frame of her like deceased lover. Like she was definitely, I think those scenes were interesting because you really got like a picture into who she was without her having to have a conversation with someone else. So that was kind of an interesting choice. And I liked that aspect of it. But I feel like in a way they both kind of felt rehearsed. Like Eva was overcompensating. Yep. She was really looking for approval. She was looking for her mother to be as excited as she was for her to come visit. And I think she had all these expectations that were never going to be able to be met. And then Charlotte I don't even really think that she ever had an expectation for it to go well. She just probably felt like she had to do it because her daughter reached out and she didn't have anyone now. She obviously can't be alone because I think that's clear by the end when she has another man with her going on the train. Like she cannot be alone.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even pick that up.
So I think that she probably looked at the opportunity to like, okay, she reached out. I'm finally going to go because I don't have a reason to stay here anymore. Which is very interesting because she was someone who was always traveling.
Yep.
But even they hint at like she was having affairs. Like I think she's just someone who always needs a man. That kind of was something I inferred from some of the dialogue. But anyways, yeah, I think it was a very like slow build to honesty actually coming out. But I think that there were some moments where I felt hopeful. Like when Victor was kind of sharing with the mom, like how he sees his wife. I thought that was a really interesting moment and kind of indicating that almost Eva feels like she's unlovable. So therefore she can't possibly love him because she doesn't even love herself. And that comes from her upbringing, obviously.
Yep.
And then obviously losing a son, that scene like shocked me. Like them sitting in the bedroom and the mom wasn't even that, like, didn't feel like she was that supportive. She was like, okay, let's go for a walk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it just goes to show, like, how little she's actually listening to what her daughter's needs are.
And the daughter, Eva was just like, just sit for a sec. Just, isn't it lovely in here? And stuff like that.
Yeah. She's a very emotionally detached mother. And I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to. And I think that the way that they, like, acted out those scenes were really well done. Very realistic. This movie didn't feel like it was overacted, overwritten. Like it really felt like authentic dynamics, which is impressive, you know, that the actresses were able to do that.
Absolutely. Well, let's continue. This will probably go to the end of the film.
Okay.
Because the film's so...
It's a simple movie.
It's a play. The whole film's like a play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eva plays Chopin Prelude for Charlotte on the piano, seeking approval. I think it's pronounced Chopin. It'd be cool if it is. Charlotte interrupts with criticism and then performs the piece herself, displaying technical brilliance, but emotional restraint. Eva is humiliated yet mesmerized, and the scene crystallizes their relationship through art as both connection and weapon. Like that? I like that a lot. Later that night, Eva finally confronts Charlotte about her childhood. Years of suppressed pain emerge as Eva accuses her mother of emotional abandonment, narcissism, and using her career to escape motherhood. The confrontation is intense, intimate, and impossible to deflect. Charlotte Charlotte responds defensively, framing herself as trapped by expectations and wounded by motherhood rather than responsible for Eva's pain. She accuses Eva of emotional dependency and weakness, refusing full accountability. The exchange exposes the depth of their mutual damage. Helena crawls into Charlotte's room during the night and confronts her mother in a broken... But, wait, that's not right. No. I skipped a bit, sorry. So after that, morning arrives with emotional exhaustion. I love that when, like, they're obviously just been awake the entire night. But also that whole scene kind of ends with Helena crawling out of the bedroom and just screaming for her mum. Like,
that scene's really brutal. I mean,
come.
props to that actress. I feel like she played that very, like, respectfully, but also very believably that, you know, she couldn't really communicate. She obviously physically didn't have her body, you know, the way that she used to. And I think the fact that that scene happened intertwined with Eva telling her mother what she thinks happened between her sister and her ex husband or partner. I think that was a really, like, visually, like, how they cut that in together was very powerful.
I thought so as well, yeah. So morning arrives with emotional exhaustion hanging over the household. Charlotte appears subdued and fragile, while Eva seems calmer, having finally voiced her truth. Nothing is resolved, but the silence feels altered and permanent. Charlotte leaves the parsonage, the goodbye restrained and emotionally unresolved. Eva watches her mother go without pleading or expectation. Charlotte returns to a career, carrying the weight of what has been revealed. In the final scene, Eva writes Charlotte a letter, extending a tentative gesture towards forgiveness and self-awareness. She acknowledges her own emotional rigidity. Can't say that word today. And expresses a desire for understanding rather than accusation. The film ends with reconciliation, leaving only the possibility of change. That is Autumn Sonata. So Ash, what do you think of Autumn Sonata in a whole? Give me a little score out of 5.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was really great. I don't know if I loved it as much as the majority. I don't know. I just think it had a really high rating. I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was really good. Like I said, it's just not like my top type of film, I guess, that like I'm like gonna just really like, oh my God, that was made for me type of thing. But I really am glad I watched it because, you know, as somebody who's got my own different, you know, familial issues, like we all do, different relationships. It's always interesting to watch, you know, authentic characters have like really raw, like intense conversations that are just very human. And I even think the way that they ended it with kind of coming full circle, you know, her sitting there and kind of how the husband, you know, sees his wife and just her writing a letter to her mom to bring her there. And then her being the one to write a letter to her mom to leave the door open for the future. I think that's really big of her. And I think a lot of adult children can relate to that, can relate to your parent never truly apologizing, never actually being the one to make the like initial effort. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that you should close the door, but it's just sort of something that I feel like is super realistic, that the adult child would be the one to kind of do that. So I think that was really believable. I don't know if I would have liked it as much if the mom was like the one to kind of write the letter at the end or something like that. I think it would have not been as believable for her character. But I think one of my favorite parts about the conversation they have when Eva's like telling her everything, one was when she basically told her mom, I'm not done, let me finish, and then you can like basically say whatever you need to say.
Yeah.
Thought that was really important for her character because she kind of comes off as somebody who doesn't take control of her own like wants or needs. So that was really important. And then I also liked how they intertwined the childhood flashbacks into the story.
Yeah, I thought
that was a really...
The childhood flashback with her playing the piano and getting her to like leave the room.
Yeah.
Good.
I thought that all of those scenes added so much. I don't like when movies do little like flashbacks like that if it doesn't really work.
Yeah.
But I think that it worked really, really well, and it made that scene even more powerful. But yeah, that when she's talking about like mothers and daughters, I don't have the quote pulled up, but that whole part was like the only part that got me like close to crying because I just feel like as a daughter, I just felt like it was a very raw conversation, and I just really appreciate this movie, like what it was trying to do. I think it's very hard to do a movie like this well, and I think the performances, like you said, really make it work, and I think that the direction makes it work, and I think that the way that those actresses were able to be believable as a mother and daughter is really why it's such a well done movie. So just give them a lot of credit for executing it so well, and yeah, I'm glad to have finally watched it. And I guess with the title Sonata has to do with like music.
Yeah, I thought
I
it
don't
was
know what the
I thought
autumn
it was
part specifically
a
is.
composition. Yeah, let me look that
Maybe
up.
she comes in the autumn. I'm not sure. They really made the time frame of when it takes place clear, but um,
The title
thought that was
Sonata
kind of
refers to the film's structure mirroring a musical sonata's movement. To explore the decaying autumnal relationship between a famous pianist mother and her neglected daughter, set against a backdrop of familial coldness and emotional autumn, reflecting the
yeah. I was gonna
characters'
say maybe
late,
also the fact
late
that
life
autumn has.
conflicts. So it's like an autumn
Yeah.
in life as
Okay.
well.
Yeah. I think that's great. I think the title is perfect.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I give it a 4 out of 5 as well. I don't love it as much as some people seem to love it, but it might be something that grows on me as well. I think it's great. I think it's a necessary watch as well. I'm really glad that I ticked it off. But I agree with everything you said. I think the performance in here, especially from Eva, is incredible.
Yeah, that's Liv Ullmann, and she's in Persona. So if you ever get
Oh,
a chance
sick.
to watch that one,
Yeah, I haven't
I
seen
like
Persona yet.
Persona a little bit more. I just think it's just a little bit more my style, but she's great in that as well.
Sick. Nice. Well, before we wrap up, we've got a new game, Ash, called Guess the Category, which I've got. You basically got to guess the category, and I've got 10 movies for each category. We've got 2 categories, so we'll go one by one sort of thing. I'm just going to name a movie, and if you haven't guessed it yet, I just keep going, and you just got to see how quickly you can name the categories over how many times we do this, because I think it's pretty fun. So the first category, the first film I'll name is Heat. Michael Mann's Heat.
Crime.
No. Second movie is 10 Things I Hate About You.
Wow.
If you get to 10, you'll definitely get this. This, I think, is the toughest one, but don't think of genre of the actual film. Think of like...
I don't know why this is what came to my mind because it's kind of depressing, but I immediately just thought of like films with amazing actors who have passed away.
No, that's a good guess, but no. Remember the Titans. So Heat, 10 Things I Hate About You, Remember the Titans.
Movies we've done on the pod.
Correct. Yes. Yes. So I had Before Midnight, Do the Right Thing, Face Off, Vertigo, The Matrix, Shiva Baby, and Autumn Sonata. What's going to be the last one? Well done. So you get it. You get it. This
I
good.
get it.
Cool. So second one. The first film in this category I'm going to say is Spider-Man: Far From Home. It's a good movie.
Is that a second in a trilogy? Is it like
Good guess.
sequels?
Good guess, but no.
Is that a sequel?
It is a sequel.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
but no. Inside Out 2. So Spider-Man: Far From Home, Inside Out 2.
You're just giving me another sequel.
Yeah, I am, but it's not sequel.
Disney movies?
Good guess again, but no. So Spider-Man: Far From Home, Inside Out 2, Furious 7.
Furious 7?
Yeah.
Oh, like Fast and the Furious?
Yes. Yeah.
Movies that grossed over $1 billion.
Correct.
I've never seen it, but I'm just assuming.
Then I had Top Gun Maverick, Zootopia 2, Barbie, Avengers Endgame, then Avatar, Avatar 2, and Avatar 3. So,
Zootopia 2, that's awesome. I haven't seen it yet. Good for
yeah,
them.
neither have I. I really want to see it. But that's, guess the category already done. Well done. So I only had 2. So we've got 2 for
I'm
next
just that
episode
good.
as well. But that's good fun. So that is Autumn Sonata. For next week, please do go ahead and watch Harold and Maude, which will finish off our book of bite-sized bangers. And we'll get into what you should watch for the next 2 months in the next episode. Should be good fun.
And hopefully after these episodes, I will not be doing bed pod anymore.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I will be.
Yeah, we'll just there we go.
Okay, until next time, I'm Harry. That's Ash. This is Love Death Movies. We'll see you at the movies.